Well, welcome to Unqualified. I'm here with my wonderful friend Serafine. I'm Emily Marks, your host. um, and yeah, so Serafine, you want to just talk a little bit about yourself, to introduce yourself, who you are to the world or to the
Sure.
people who are watching this?
Well, my name's Serafine.
I just dropped my water bottle, sorry. Continue.
Lovely intro.
Yes.
Let's see. I have lived in Massachusetts my whole life, and that's how I got to know Emily. We've been going to the same church for like 13 years.
Yeah. Haha, that's crazy.
So 13 years.
Aw.
And I know. And yeah, I'm a follower of Jesus, and he's my whole life. I love him so much. And I mean, I'm just kind of a normal person, so we're just going to talk about normal things,
I love
but
that.
you'll get to know me more as we go on, I guess. But
I
yeah.
feel like I should include that in every single intro to every episode. We're just a normal person doing normal things.
No, right, yeah.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah.
It's called Unqualified, so that's
right,
perfect. Yeah.
exactly. But
That's awesome.
yeah, that's me.
Yeah. So you mentioned we've gone to church to the same church for 13ish years.
Yeah.
How old are you? Could you remind me?
I'm 17. I'm going to be
17, okay.
18 in June. So
Okay, cool.
Like, yeah.
Like just very close to
Very
there.
close, very
close. When
Yep.
did you come to know Jesus?
I came to know Jesus. So I've known of Jesus my whole life.
Yeah.
I grew up with parents that taught me about him. And there's even this little video that we have of, we had like a painting of Jesus in our house, and my parents would go, "Where's Jesus? Where's Jesus?" And I would go and point.
Aww,
so that, yeah, I
such
love
a
that
ball.
video. I'm like, wow,
so
I loved
cute.
him since the start.
Aww.
But I would say I came to know Jesus, gosh, probably around like 6 years old.
Okay.
It kind of sounds weird to say that because it's like I'm still a kid, and
Oh yeah, no, I get what you're saying though. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's very especially like when you're growing into yourself kind of and
Right.
like figuring out who you are, like you're still, I get it. Yeah.
Yeah, but there was a pretty pivotal moment where I was struggling with something for a while, and he like fully rescued me from that, and I was like, okay, this is the real deal. Like,
Yes.
you know, I want you to be in my life no matter what type thing. So.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And it's cool too because like I feel like it's so special. Because I've had a couple different episodes with different testimonies, I guess, and all of them were just so amazing to hear about. But one thing I just loved about it was that everybody has a completely different testimony, and even ones that are similar, like us, like when we became Christians at a young age, we still have our own paths, and God calls us uniquely to how we're going to respond, which is really, really,
100%.
really cool.
Yep.
But speaking of paths, journeys, testimonies, all that good stuff, we're going to transition into transitions.
I love it.
So that's just a huge thing. Like you said that you're going to be 18 in June, and you're thinking about a lot of different stuff. I know that we talked about that before. Like, can you talk a little bit about what you're thinking about?
Sure. I mean, the biggest thing on most 18-year-old brains is college. And I was kind of under the mentality that, like, I'm not worried about my future at all.
Yeah.
Like, God's got me. I'm chill. And I was, like, confident in that, like, for a while.
It's a good thing to be confident in.
Right. But now I'm falling apart.
But now I'm not.
Nope. Overconfidence, I guess. But yeah, I've been struggling a lot, especially the past few just months, trying to figure out what I want to do with my future and where I want to go and where it will lead me to based off the decisions I make, like
100%,
that kind of thing.
It's a lot of pressure.
Yeah, and I've been graduated from high school for a few months now, so I'm just like, I'm waiting to see what'll happen, like really trying to make a choice because I'm like, I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing.
That's a hard place to be in too. Like, I think it's a great place to be in, but it's hard because you can't do anything about it. Like, you're waiting and you're waiting and that's it. Like, because you know something will come later, but that's right.
And I keep like bumping into people or sermons that are saying like how God calls you away from stuff, how God calls you towards stuff, and I honestly feel like God is giving me the choice in this one.
Yeah.
Which is interesting.
That is very interesting.
Because it is a part of growing up where you have to make choices.
Yes. Absolutely.
And that was something even my dad taught me when I was younger. There was like, sometimes I would just want him to tell me what to do.
Yeah.
But he wouldn't. He's like, you have to make the choice.
Wow.
And I feel like that's going on right now where like God's kind of leaving it open to me. and just saying, you know what, you choose. I'll be here.
Wow.
But you choose what you want to do. And I'm like, okay, I don't know what I want.
Love. You're like, well, that's why I came to you.
Right.
I love that though, because I have been learning for many years over various different, like, you know, seasons of my life and stuff, like what faith actually is. And oftentimes I would think that faith is coming to God and asking him what he wants from us, which I think is very important. Like, always ask him what he like wants for us, even if it's not like a clear-cut answer. I think it's very like powerful when we bring him first into that equation. However, I've been realizing that faith is, you know, making a decision, and like, because you know that God is good, trusting him that he'll do something from it. And so it's like it puts the like pressure more on us, but at the same time less at the same time, because we're making these decisions, but it's with the heart posture of God rather than just like willy-nilly, like, oh, let's go. Exactly. You know what I mean? Like, that looks like Jack Sparrow for a second. Willy-nilly, like, oh, let's go.
Love it. Oh man,
I don't know why I just said that. Anyway, but like, I think it's very, so that's what I've been like learning, how faith actually works. And I don't think we'll ever like, you know, fully know until we're there and we won't need any faith anymore, you know, because like we'll see him face to face. But I didn't go to college, which I'm pretty sure I talked about 1,000 times on episodes before. But it's just I went through different you know, works and like experiences where that's been a question for me, and even college was a question for me too. It's like, should I go? It's like, I don't know. But in that same vein of faith, that's what I decided to do. But you're deciding something else, and so God's going to do with that what he thinks, which is cool. I wanted to touch on to what you mentioned, like how God has been bringing you to different like sermons or like conversations. How did you exactly describe it? Like,
which part?
The like, what has he been revealing to you in those conversations or those sermons?
Just kind of, well, the sermon specifically, where I'm hearing other people's experiences where God has just directed them to drop everything, go here, or stay really committed in one place, and I'm just kind of feeling alone because I'm like, I'm not hearing either of those things, and I don't hear from anyone where God isn't telling them exactly what to do.
Wow.
You know?
Yeah.
So, because that's what I kind of that's what I kind of expect, is like, when following God, you just go where he goes, and you kind of don't think about like him saying, oh, you take this next turn, where do you want to go, like, you know?
That was really cool, because what just popped into my mind was like, when you said you go where he goes, like, even if it doesn't feel exactly like that, he's everywhere, so you're always gonna be where he That's cool. I like that. It's like in that psalm, forgot which one, I always forget which one, like, even in the depths of Sheol you are there, and or when I make my bed in Sheol you're there, or whatever that is. But that's really, I love that. That's amazing.
And it also, I mean, it does, there's times where I'm like, I feel really like I don't know what I'm doing because he's not telling me exactly what to do. But there's also times where I'm like, you know what? It's actually kind of nice, because a lot of, I think, people that aren't Christians and that are kind of like being introduced to it, they think they're losing all their freedom. And there's actually so much freedom in following Christ. Even like, he'll let you make your own decisions sometimes.
Right. Yeah, literally. And there's, that's so cool. And there's an amazing like level of protection, because even if it's like a scary thing, like we talked about earlier, like you can make that decision and he'll bring the best from it, like the what's most glorifying to him and for our good. And even if it's a mistake, like he'll let us make it in that sense, because then we'll learn. Like, there's almost no going wrong. I think there is no going wrong when you have full faith in God. Like, that's a really cool thing to note. Wow.
No, for sure. But I mean, again, it's like, I haven't seen or recently met anyone with this same like realization, or I guess specific situation where God's leaving it up to them. So I don't want to say to like everyone to be like, oh, don't listen to what God's telling you to do. Yeah, for me, that's just kind of what it's been feeling like. So and it's not like I haven't shared that with other people and been like, do you think this is what's going on, or am I just like blocking out what I don't want to hear?
That's a really good question too. Like, to decipher and So I talked a little bit about how my faith surged, but what about yours? Like we touched on it already a little bit, but like, do you want to go a little further into like how faith has been for you, how your faith has been for you lately with the search and the questions and all that kind of stuff?
Sure. So, to summarize.
I know, right? You don't even have to summarize. You can pick it apart as much as you
Go on a
want.
rant. Well, recently I feel like even just this past year, it's changed so much. And I do truly believe that God puts us in different seasons. It's so evident. Like, he puts us in different seasons where we're practicing something he's taught us, or he's opening our eyes to something new. And there's a lot of like pain that can go through that too. Gosh, just this like past year, I'm like, there's so many like different seasons that I was kind of flung into where I'm like, I don't even know how to like. The biggest one that stands out, I would say, is probably around like the fall. I was feeling very abandoned by a lot of people, and almost that if I wasn't putting effort into relationships, that they would kind of like disappear because I was the only one like left wanting it, type thing.
Wow.
And it was one-sided. And so I just came to a point where I'm like, I'm just gonna stop putting in effort. I'm exhausted. Like, these aren't like relationships that I want if I'm the only one that wants it, kind of thing.
Wow.
And it kind of like spiraled me, and I'm like, oh my gosh, it's the same with God. Like, I have to be the one to open my Bible for him to talk to me.
Wow.
I have to make this effort first. Like, I have to initiate it with God almost. Like, he doesn't just come to me. Like why isn't he being the first to text?
Wow.
Type thing.
Yeah.
And so I kind of dropped it with all my relationships, and I was just like, you know, I'm not even gonna like put this effort in for God either. Like, I'm not gonna read my Bible. I'm not gonna go to church. Like, why should I do that? And you know, and it's crazy because obviously, like, he's amazing, and
well,
he encountered me anyway, and he was like, you know what, I see you not putting in this effort. I know what you need right now. And he just gave me all these blessings in small ways. A lot of things that I've been praying for, he kind of delivered in those moments. And it kind of just showed me, like, even when I'm like a terrible kid or like not even trying to be a Christian, I guess, like, he's still like a father to me. And you know, he's putting in the effort first, actually. Like, yeah, he showed up for sure.
Wow.
So yeah,
I mean, there's so many points to that that stick out so much, because like, but the thing that just struck me was when you said, even when I'm not trying. I think that's a very rare key that a lot of people don't really know, because I know that in your sense, when you said, even though I'm not trying, is when you were like, okay, I give up, like, we're done. But at the same time, like, so much of the words Jesus says in New Testament, in what God like undertones throughout the Bible, is that we're trying too hard. And like, he's the one that holds us together. And so the fact that you came to that point of just like, okay, God, if you are there, you do your thing. Like, I think obviously in a relationship, it's a two-way situation, right? Like, God wants us to interact with him, but I think there are very really cool moments where we are called to just be, and God is just like, okay, I'm going to come to you, because Jesus said, let the little children come to me. And he talked about having a childlike faith, and he talked about all these things, and children are there to like, I mean, most of the time when a kid comes to you, it's not so they can do something for you, it's for you to do something for them, right?
Yeah.
And so that's kind of what our relationship with God the Father is like, because we are his children.
I think even with that verse though, like, that was even discouraging me in that season, because I was like, I still have to come to him. Like, I still have to do something. Which,
oh wow,
I think I was just so burnt out that at that point I just like, I literally didn't even want to do that. Like, as simple as just being like, God, I'm here. I didn't want to do that. I was just like, I need you to fully be the person to come to me, and I'm just gonna sit here and like, you know.
Absolutely.
But I think I think in that season for me, that's what I needed, and I needed him to fully come to me first. And but I do think that it's really important for anyone to also like go to God first.
Absolutely, yeah.
Because like he's always there, his door is always open. So like there is a certain action of like you do have to go to him.
Yeah.
But in that point, I had known him for so long, and I'm like, there's been so many times I've come to you, and I'm here. You know, I want you. You know, I want you in my life.
Yes.
So like, yeah, I don't know if that makes sense.
It does, and I think like the fact that we're called to him, like I think, I don't know. There's so many different moments in the walk of, you know, being a Christian, and like not even phrasing it as being a Christian, but just like being with Jesus, because I feel like the word Christian has so many undertones to it, and has so many like you know, it's a history of baggage that is associated with the word Christian. That's just like, I just want to be associated with Jesus, and sometimes the active part of being a Christian is so tiring, and so it's just like to strip it all down and just be like, okay, God, I know that you're going to meet me where I'm at, so I'm just going to be here. I think that's really amazing, and yeah, I love the fact that like, because there's so many things. I think it's in John.
Whip out that Bible.
What'd you say?
Whip out that Bible.
Oh yeah. Oh my gosh, it's right here. So I want to say it's John. I really should have written this down first, right? Although I didn't know that I was gonna think about it. So
all good.
That's what God's like. Haha. No, so it's not in John. And maybe it's in like First John, but it's like the Advocate, the Holy Spirit will come in my name. Do you know that verse?
I think so. It sounds familiar.
Maybe it's in First John. I get all of those books mixed up. Oh, I know where to find it. Wait, no.
Probably Google it real quick too.
Oh my gosh, that's such a true point.
I know. I always forget about Google.
Yeah.
I'm like, I literally have this.
I'm
like,
a grandma. The Advocate, the Holy Spirit. Verse. John 14:26. Yes. I knew it. John. That was my next guess. Okay, John 14:26.
What's your first guess?
John. The 14:26 though.
Yes.
Was not going to come for a while actually.
No.
Haha. Okay. So, this is Jesus talking. I have said these things to you while I am still with you. But the Advocate, the Holy Spirit, whom the Father will send in my name, will teach you everything and remind me of all that I have said to you. Peace I leave you with you. My peace I give to you. I do not give as the world gives. Do not let your hearts be troubled, and do not let them be afraid.
Crazy. My dad was literally quoting this verse last night.
What?
And he was like for the same situation.
Wait, that's amazing. Crazy.
I know.
Holy Spirit.
Yeah. What? Okay. Oh my gosh. Because the biggest thing was like with the college stuff. I was looking for like. I'm realizing I'm kind of a control freak.
Girl, preach it to the choir, the actual choir.
I'm like, wow, I can go through hard things, but it's usually chaos until I have control of it.
Literally, okay.
like I have endurance, but I'm a mess. Like through hard things. I don't know. It's when I don't know how something's gonna work out. When I don't know what's going on. Yeah, it's like it's not good.
Literally.
But this verse, my dad was like telling me is like no amount of like control you have in like just like day-to-day like worldly situations.
Yes.
Not that they're worldly, just like things of the world. Like I don't go into college.
Yeah.
Like that's the world's type of peace is to like have closure or control over those things.
Whoa.
But you know, peace from God is like no matter what happens in the world while you're living in the world, like you just have peace.
Wow.
Kind of thing.
That's amazing.
So, yeah.
That's exactly what it is.
Right.
Oh my gosh, that's so true. And these like things, I'm just like going off. That's like, because all of these things you have to learn as you go. And so it's like learning about what faith actually is, learning about what peace actually is.
Yeah.
And like, I guess all of the fruits of the Spirit along with it. When we just put them all in one.
Nice fruit salad.
Yeah. I like that. Holy Spirit fruit salad. Yeah, because hunger and thirsting for righteousness and whatnot. So eat your fruit.
Eat your fruit, guys.
Yeah. And you know what's cool too? So the verse that came to mind for me was obviously John 14:26, but the 27, the peace I leave with you, that verse I didn't think of, but I saw it and I'm like, I'm going to keep reading. And I feel like that was like God's little nudge to be like, hey, keep reading. Because like that was really awesome. I love that.
It's so cool.
It's interesting because Jesus literally says in the previous verse 25, I have said these things to you while I'm still with you. And then he talks about, like I just read, he talks about leaving so the Holy Spirit can come. But it's interesting because even that leaving, even though we haven't seen him face to face in this life, that leaving still is like, oh, but you're leaving me. And so there's a little bit of that still here with us, because like we're longing for when we see him again, and it's almost like we miss it, but we haven't seen it yet. But like eternity is in our hearts, and so we do know it. Like, which is
it's crazy. It's literally, I think the way I can kind of wrap my mind around it is like having a long distance best friend or relationship, I guess you could say. Sure. Never meeting them in person, but you miss them so much and you want to just see them face to face type thing. I love that. That's what I kind of think about. And I'm like, because like it's so weird to me, like how do I miss someone this much that I've never actually met? You know what I mean? Yeah. But I've met him in so many other ways than just a physical way.
Yeah, no, literally. So, well, there's so many other things than just a physical thing. Like, I feel like we know, like, okay, this dimension, there's tables, we can feel it. There's like, you're a person, like I'm talking to you, like that kind of thing. But I feel like there's so many more, like, dimensions that we don't know about, and that's like a strong, weird word to like go on a tangent with.
I know, yeah. Spider-Man into the Spider-Verse or something like that.
Yeah, it's like, I think it's interesting though, because when we get to heaven, like we don't know anything about what it's going to be like. Even the colors are going to be vibrant and more like brighter or deeper, whatever.
Right. That's how you know those things are real, because you can't even like imagine a new color. But you know, like there could definitely aren't there like fish that see other colors? There's something like that. I'm pretty sure there's a fish that can see. Google it.
Yeah, I'm gonna Google fish that can see colors.
There's like this one fish that I heard about. I don't know why.
I'm literally gonna Google fish that can see colors. More colors. Yeah. Oh my gosh, it's a thing.
So like if our brain can't even comprehend an extra color, like of course there's so much else we don't know about.
Yeah. Is it goldfish? Wait, teleos? I can't read. Bony fish is what it's parentheses. Process superior color vision compared to humans, often functioning as tetrachromates with the ability to see ultraviolet light.
Wow.
Infrared. I can't read for the life of me. Lights.
Go Google it yourself.
And in some species, even with their skin. Key examples. I can't read all of them because there's a lot. Wow.
Yeah. That's a lot of fish so though. Cool. It's pretty crazy.
Zebrafish.
Wow.
That's nice. But it says to me, like, even that, like, it's just like, I had never heard of that fish before. Maybe I should pay attention more in school about fish. I don't know where the teaching is.
Yeah. But I have no idea where I heard it.
For a couple years, so maybe I heard it before and I forgot. But that's just like, even in the midst of like us planning, like you planning college or me planning work or whatever it is, like there's a fish out there that can see more color. Like, it's like so funny to think about. Like, I don't know. Even though that's like a funny example, it's really cool so though true, because it's just like, we're not the only thing in the world, and obviously this isn't about fish. Like, it's just I think about, like, you know, God made the heavens and the earth. He made the fish in the sea. He made like all that kind of stuff, like on the days that he did that in the beginning. And it's just like he knew all these things from then, and like why is there a fish that can see more color than us?
Right. No,
like, why not? But like, why? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. It also like kind of humbles you, to be honest. Like, humans think they know so much. But it's like even a fish like can see more of the rainbow or something.
That we don't
I don't even know.
And it's underwater.
Yeah. Maybe not the rainbow.
Can't even breathe air. We don't know. There could be a rainbow.
Yeah.
Well, hey, in Revelation it says the throne is like has a rainbow circle around it, just to, I think that's probably to remind us of God's promise to not flood the earth again, which is interesting because fish live in water. Anyway,
I don't know.
I don't think it's connected, but there are strands there that's just like fish, rainbow, water.
That's so funny. I actually have a verse though.
Let's go.
Woo! Guys, Genesis is so underrated. Read your Genesis. It's so good.
The beginning of creation.
Yeah, like. Oh my gosh.
Oh, I could squeal.
You can.
I actually can't because I'm too stuffed up because I'm sick.
Okay. That's fair.
It's squealing in my mind.
Okay. So this is kind of like same thing, but it's less happy because, so it's less happy.
Go for it. That's okay. I mean, sorry, can I cut you off for a second? I feel like so many people only take happy parts of the Bible and forget the rest. But the whole Bible is a mixture of both, because you need the broken to be fixed.
Right.
And so,
yep.
Jesus
and
is
also,
literally
like,
that.
Oh my gosh, I feel like people don't talk enough how, like, hard following Jesus is.
Literally.
Like, it doesn't heal. Like, well, okay, it does heal. But there's so many sufferings that we're just meant to live through in this world, and we're supposed to endure.
Yes. And it's not like, because, like, maybe those things, like, we are all promised better in the end, but maybe the better is the end and not in this life.
Right.
Which, because Jesus was literally like, take up your cross and follow me, not like prance through a field of daisies and follow me. Like, it's not a field of daisies.
Yeah.
And so there's beautiful things about it, but I totally agree with you.
Yeah. And I mean, even I'm sure when Jesus was, like, walking on the earth, there were people he chose to heal and there were people he chose to not heal.
Yeah.
Like, there were certain people that were meant to walk through life with you know, a certain struggle and endure.
Yeah,
you know,
absolutely.
So it's crazy. But anyway, this goes along with, like, kind of what you were saying about, like, other dimensions type thing. I've been reading a lot about well, I read a little bit about like Eve being tempted and that whole thing, which I was talking to you about a bit. And then I was kind of, like, reading the other day, and God, I asked him a question, I believe. Okay, I'll tell you the whole thing, because it's going to be confusing if I don't have.
That's okay.
So basically, I developed a new insecurity, and which is yucky. And so I was like, God, I've been struggling with this for, I don't even know, like, half a year.
Sure.
And it's not going away, and I'm like, this is such, like, for me, it's I don't think insecurities are, like, petty usually, but I'm like, I have so many other things to worry about. Why am I worrying about the way I look?
Girl.
It's like, come on.
No.
Serafine, like, come on. You're fine.
You're not the only one.
Right.
I do that too. Like, it's crazy. Like,
there's, like, so many other things I could be worrying about, and I'm like, okay, no. Whatever. And so I was like, God, like, I need answers. Like, why do I have this insecurity? Why is this going on? Like, I just want to be free from it. I don't want to have to worry about it.
Yes.
And I don't think it should matter this much, but it does for some reason.
Right.
And so he kind of led me to Genesis again, where Eve is being tempted by the devil. And I mean, this is, like, way back. This is the beginning. Like, this is, like, the first time, like, sin is showing up and, like, all this stuff, which is, like, crazy.
The first lie,
Yeah, which is really interesting that God keeps leading me to, like, this, like, first moment where, like, these things have started.
That's really cool.
But anyway, I'll read the verse.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can find it. Ooh. Let's see.
Was it on the second
There's
page?
So
I remember you
notes.
telling me before.
I know. I think this is the part where the devil is talking to her, or the serpent. Okay. So basically, Eve's, like, looking at this tree, and she sees this serpent, and he's saying, did God actually say to you, you shall not eat of any tree in the garden? And the woman said to the serpent, you may eat of the fruit of the trees in the garden, but God said, you shall not eat of the fruit of the trees in the midst of the garden, neither shall you touch it, lest you die. But the serpent said to the woman, you will surely not die, for God knows that when you eat the fruit, your eyes will be opened, and you will be like God, knowing good and evil. So when the woman saw the tree was good for food, and it was a delight to the eyes, and that the tree was to be desired to make one wise, she took its fruit and ate, and she also gave it to her husband, who was with her, and ate. So I think the biggest thing that God highlighted in that verse was your eyes will be opened.
Wow.
Which is really interesting because
wow.
That's what happened. And even if you go back, when God created them, they were naked in the garden, which is, like, a little weird for us to think about.
Right.
But it says they were not ashamed, which is interesting. I'm like, oh, interesting. And when after they ate the fruit, they were ashamed of their nakedness.
Right.
Their eyes were literally opened to this new reality.
Whoa.
Where that made them shameful of the body God gave them.
I love being friends with you, because every single time we have any conversation, something opens up that I've never thought about before.
I'm so glad.
Wow.
I love sharing it with someone, so I'm so happy. But
that's crazy.
Yeah, this blew my mind. This wasn't even me. This was God just like downpouring. Like, oh, it's crazy.
No, it always is. Like,
yeah.
But I think that's amazing because like how many times has like us as Christians growing up in a Christian home, like such a blessing. But how many times have we read these things and thought of it more as like a broken record of like, oh yeah, I've heard that before. Yeah, that's how it started. Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
But then like actually picking it apart and be like, no, they were ashamed about the body God gave them.
Yeah.
That's insane because that's like so present. There's eating disorders. There's like overeating. There's like, and it has a lot to do with eating because like that's how you preserve your body.
True, yeah.
There's a lot of gym things. There's a lot of like obsessions, and it's just like it's all about how you look. Like those problems. I mean, I could be totally wrong. Everybody has a different like, you know, reason for those things. But when it becomes an obsession, it's a lot it's a lot of how you look, and there's a lot of comparison. There's a lot of like, that's crazy.
Yeah.
And those things are so present now, but that was over 2,000 years ago. Like, that's insane.
Yeah. So,
that's insane. And before social media and all that kind of stuff. Like,
it's insane. Yeah, it really is insane. When you see that, it's like, oh my gosh, this isn't just me. Like, I'm not alone. Like, it does that too.
Yeah. No, seriously. Like, all of these things, Satan's like, you're the only one who deals with this.
Right.
Out of how many billion people are in the world?
And you know, I feel like you know in a certain way, like, it's not true. Like, you're not the only one. But then when you actually, like, read something, it's literally in the Bible.
Literally.
Like, that someone is being ashamed of their body.
Yeah.
Like, you're like, okay,
that was one of the first things that they were ashamed about.
Yeah.
Which is crazy because, like, a lot of times, too, I feel like a lot of people in these conversations when they're like, don't, like, just, like, love yourself, like, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And it's just like, okay. But, like,
okay, try.
And a lot of times people make points of, like, well, this is just, like, our bodies are temples of the Lord. They say that a lot. Or our bodies, like, this is just, like, a glove for our souls in this, like, life and stuff like that. Those things all make sense and they all, like, I don't know, are super valid. And when I think about them, I'm like, you know, that is true. But it doesn't really like always fix the feeling I have of like, no, I'm uncomfortable in my body. Because it's just like, even though it's temporary, it's like, great, I can only be uncomfortable for a second. Like, I don't want to be uncomfortable right now. You know what I mean? Does that make sense?
No, I do know what you mean.
And so like, that's so validating to feel like, no, like one of the first feelings that a woman felt like in the world was like when it was regards to sin was that she was ashamed of her body. Like that's crazy. And it makes me feel less crazy.
It does, but then also, I mean, like there is like that point where like, oh my gosh, I'm not crazy, like I can relate to this. But then there's also like, why am I relating to this still? Why is this still something that's going on since Eve? Are you kidding? Like,
you literally kidding?
like, don't you think we as the church, or just we as like Jesus followers and Christians, should have moved on from something like this by now, or like figured out like what's going on type thing? And the crazy thing about like your eyes being opened. Okay, so I have to share a bit of a testimony right now, I guess.
Let's go. That's my favorite part.
This is, anyone who hears this testimony is going to laugh because it's just so funny.
I love that preface. Normally people don't say that about testimonies.
I know.
This one's funny.
I love this testimony because it's silly. So
I'm ready.
Okay. Since I was I don't know, a tween, I guess, I was super insecure about my feet.
Oh. It's actually kind of cute.
I was like, wow, my feet do not look good. I don't like my feet. Like, I don't know why, but I don't like my feet.
That's kind of, that is funny.
I would literally, right? I remember this distinct movie where I'm like, that girl has nice feet. And I'm like, I don't have nice feet. I was like, what's going on?
That's hilarious.
It's crazy. And I just lived with it. I was like, whatever, I don't like my feet, whatever.
These were the cards I was dealt.
Yes. Yes. And one day I was like praying about it because I'm like, I hate that I don't like a part of myself.
Oh, wow.
And I like, this sucks. Like, and I remember I was in the shower, which is interesting because it's like getting cleaned. I don't know. I don't know if that's a part of anything, but
sure. Anything come.
Right. I don't know if it's relevant to the story, I guess is what I'm saying. But and I was praying and I was like, God, like, I don't, like, why is this going on? Like, I want to love my body. Like, what's going on? And literally it was like, while I was looking at my feet, literally my eyes just like, something happened where my feet didn't change. They didn't look any different, but the way I was seeing them was like completely different.
Whoa.
And I was like, these are like the most gorgeous feet I've ever seen.
Oh
like,
my gosh.
What is going on? Like those are my feet, but those aren't my feet. Like what is this? And it was like crazy because it was nothing I did. It was just this like something God just like came and he like just showed me how he sees me.
Oh.
Like I was able to literally see through my eyes how God sees my feet, I guess.
Wow. That's amazing.
And it literally was like, I forget, I think it was Paul, I don't know, someone with the scales that were torn off their eyes. Yeah. And I was like, that literally, so cool. That's what it feels like. Like I don't know, like it was crazy. I just saw myself in like a whole new way, and I was like,
I love that.
This is so weird. Like, and I was obsessed. I was like, wow, my feet are great. But I'm like, that insecurity just like dissipated like so quick. And I'm like, that's all it took was just like God to just do something like that.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I've never heard a testimony like that before. Because like I love how even it's about something small like your feet. Like that's not like your hair. That's not your, like, you know what I mean? That's not what people see. Yeah. I think that's so amazing how
like,
you're
able. Now I should have asked for something else. Pick something up here first.
I don't think it would have worked. But I think it's just so amazing how like you saw what you looked like through like what God viewed you as. Yeah. And it wasn't different than you are.
Right. Like nothing about my appearance changed. Like it was just the way I was seeing it was so different.
Wow, that just speaks so like I'm gonna use the word hugely. I feel like that's not a word. I think it is. Anyway. Hugely. To like how blind we are in this world. Like there's definitely a veil.
Or
and, like,
what our eyes are open to.
Yeah. Ooh.
Because that's what it was saying.
Oh, I hear you.
Yep.
So, I see you.
I love it. But I think almost what's cooler about this, obviously, so I don't see my feet in that way now. Like it's back to normal. Sure. Like they're just feet.
Oh, it was just like it
was a moment.
Yeah.
A much needed moment though, and you didn't
forget it.
No, I didn't forget it. And I think that's like the most important thing is like it wasn't something permanent where I'm just walking around seeing everything the way God sees it.
Or just like staring at your feet and walking into a pole.
Yeah. Like mesmerized.
Yeah.
It wasn't permanent, but just knowing like again, like having that hope and trust that like God that there is something else.
Yes.
Like that we aren't seeing
in
the
the midst
world
of this.
Yeah.
Like not just like, well, yes, a different world. I was about to say not just a different world, but like it's in this world that you're seeing these things.
Yeah. And just like giving me hope that, oh my gosh, there's something like so different. And like the way I'm seeing my body and like the way these insecurities are, like it's not reality.
Yeah.
Really. Like I'm so beautiful. And it really proved like the thing of like you're literally made, you're crafted by God. And like it kind of just confirmed it. I'm like, okay, yeah, like everything about me is like beautiful, like because I'm crafted by God. So like what I'm seeing like when I have these insecurities, I'm like, oh, it's just not real. It's just something that I'm perceiving like while living on earth.
Wow.
It's really it's a little weird, but
that's amazing though.
Yeah.
I also like it makes me really think about how like when Jesus weeps when we weep. And like how he feels so deeply the things we feel because one, he went through those things, but two, it's like he's our crafter, like God's our like he's the potter, we're the clay kind of situation. And like thinking about like he made us and he looks at us and he's like, this is good, like I love this.
Yeah.
And he loves us so much. And then when we think about ourselves as badly, like how much does that like hurt him? Not intentionally, obviously, because we're not thinking like, oh, I'm gonna hurt God today. Like we're just like thinking about like how we feel. And it's just like, but he like loves us so much. Like that's just amazing.
Yeah.
Like, wow.
And it is interesting though that again, like that was kind of taken away, like that view. Like I look down at my feet and I see like feet, you know, it's like it's normal now.
Yeah.
So almost that he was like, here, have a glimpse. But now you need to like trust me that this isn't like who you are.
Wow.
You're not ugly, you know?
I love that because then that was like a faith building moment. Because he was just like, I let you see this as a gift.
Yes.
It was like a complete gift. And then he was like, I love how you just pointed out, like, now trust me.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
I just got chills.
I love it. But yeah, no, it's, so back to this verse where it's, you know, like the woman heard that it would open her eyes by eating this fruit.
Yeah.
And she was like, okay, I want that.
Wow.
And same with the man. And they ate and they were like, we want this. And because of that, you know, then they had kids and like it was passed down even since now.
Wow.
Where people are saying yes to wanting to see themselves through the eyes of the world or through the devil.
Like, rather than trusting God of what reality actually is.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And what was even crazier is like I'm like praying and I'm like, God, well then like what did the cross even do? Because if like people are still going through this, like how did you even overcome like these curses and like these like things that happen when Adam and Eve ate the fruit? Or like is that still just happening to this day where we're just still like under those curses and like, you know, those insecurities?
Yeah.
And then he was literally, he like, during church yesterday, he was like, I tore the veil when I died on the cross, which is like the veil to the that
the
room.
Holy of Holies?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
And I was like,
from top to bottom, mind you. Like, I said mind you so sassily. I meant like as a point, not you specifically. But like, anyway, we're moving past that. Top to bottom, meaning like he tore it. Like it couldn't have been torn. It was like that thick. Wasn't it like 6 inches thick or
I have no
12
idea.
inches thick? It was really thick.
I gotta read more about that because I think there's so many layers to what happened that
literally
day.
Too, because it was so thick. Yeah. but he tore it anyway. I just like love that point. Yeah. Of like it went from top to bottom. But I want you to finish your thought. Sorry.
Well, just the like again with the scales like peeling off someone's eyes. Like he tore the veil of like seeing yourself or the world through the devil's like view perspective. And I'm just like, yeah, you did tore the veil. Like we have access to seeing things through your eyes and not through the devil.
Because he didn't destroy the world, he tore the veil. And so I love that point because like you're like, well, why do people keep suffering through these things? And he's like, well, I didn't take away these things because there's still free will, they're still learning, they're still growing closer to me. But I didn't, and he didn't destroy the world because like the new heaven and new earth, that time is not here yet.
Yeah.
Like it will be, but it's not here yet. And so while we're still in this world with all these problems, with all these sufferings, big or small, whatever they are, like he graciously has given us access while still here.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
I know. And so it's like keeping the faith until we get there, that type of thing. Like where he gave me that glimpse of like, oh my gosh, I see how you see me. I finally see it. Like my eyes are open. But then now I have to trust that even when I'm not like experiencing that all the time yet. Because in heaven we are going to experience that all the time. We are going to see ourselves and other people the way God sees us. And it's going to be beautiful. Yeah. But until then, like there's so much trust that we have to have in it. Where like, so like this insecurity that I was saying at the beginning that I developed, I still have it. And I'm just trying to navigate where I'm like, okay, there's a certain grace that like, that's what'll fix it. You know, God just like opening my eyes and removing this like veil fully. That's the only thing that'll fix it.
Interesting.
But until that happens, whether it's on earth or in heaven, I just have to trust that I am beautiful and I have to believe that.
Yeah. That's really cool too, because I feel like that sells so much or shows so much into what our minds can do. Because like if you really trust and believe, you really trust and believe, like it's something that you're able to do. Like a lot of people think because they don't, their mind doesn't think that now, that they never will. But it's just like, no, you can tell your mind like, hey, this is what God says to me, and you can speak life into yourself, and then your mind will be like, oh, because it'll reach your heart at that point. And then like they have like a little conversation between each other, and then your mind will be like, I think you're right. Like so that's really, really cool. Wow.
It is interesting. I have been like hearing a lot of like what is it, the people that study the brain or whatever, a lot of those videos. Yeah, I think so.
I'm not going to say the word because I don't know if it's the right word.
Something like that. The people that study the brain. A lot of those videos have been popping up on my For You page, and I'm like, oh, interesting.
Oh, that's cool.
I know.
Yeah, that's really cool. I love that.
Funny. But yeah, like the rewiring of your brain, or when you like tell yourself something over and over, it becomes like solidified.
Yes.
Which is crazy to me, and I'm like, wow. So yeah, really like there's literally like physical ways that if you read the Bible or if you meditate on God's word, like it literally becomes like a part of you.
Yes.
Which is crazy.
I was talking about this with both Nick and Chris.
Okay,
with Nick, we were talking about the effects that reading the Bible has on you.
Mm-hmm.
If you do it like once a week, it's like not really that much. Twice a week is like a little more, but like 4 times a week is like, there's like studies that's like 4 times a week. It really has, you know, of changing your life and stuff like that. How do you feel with like staying in the Word, especially with these like realizations that you're having, especially with the transition you're going through, especially like all these kind of things?
Yeah.
How do you feel like you can stay in the Word and surround yourself while you're still in the world with this whole veil situation?
Right. Oh my gosh. Well, like, I think it's hard because you can appear so many ways to other people around you.
Good.
So
that's very true. That's a good
you know,
word.
people that are watching right now, or you even like seeing me like say this stuff, like realizations about like the Bible and all that, and like hearing from God, you might think I'm in the Word every day, and like I'm, you know, like or God's just like telling me stuff that he's telling no one else, or I'm just better, you know. But like that's not even true. Like I think I've read my Bible like 3 times in the past like 2 months.
Yeah.
So it's like it, you know, like never trust, like everyone like has their own walk with God, and like it's always like different than what you think. And that's like another, you know, kind of like a lingering effect of what I was saying I went through like in the fall, where I'm like, I'm still having a hard time like really putting effort into this relationship, into like, you know, like I don't know, just being taught by God, you know, like being ready to receive, and actually having, because like I'm not a reader, and I've never liked it, and so like just even reading the Bible, I'm like, it's such a chore. And you know, and I'm just like discovering like the balance between kind of like Christians saying you have to read your Bible every day, and it's like this and this and this, and also like not reading at all. Like I'm trying to like find middle ground between those.
It's so true.
Because I don't know, not reading your Bible at all is not good, but also like
it's not about a checklist.
It's not about a checklist. I think I have like also been discovering other ways to, like, he's everywhere, like you said. Like you can encounter him through like pretty much anything. Like he can meet you there, and it's, you know, so like with the Bible, I'm like, okay, maybe I don't have to sit down every single day and read my Bible for an hour and like, you know, like just make it a super like just something that I really don't like to do. And that be my only source of where I'm hearing from God, or where I'm experiencing God. I'm like, oh, I could dance in my room to a worship song, or I could watch a movie that really speaks to like, you know, like kind of those situations, which I don't want to like again cancel out like you should never read your Bible, because
that's a good point too. Like we're not saying like don't read your Bible, because it's the only thing that is the Bible. Like you can't replace it.
And everything else is coming through like a human creating it, kind of thing. You know what I mean? Like a movie or a song.
But that doesn't mean that those things can't bring you closer to God.
Right. Like, I mean, the Holy Spirit can speak through so much.
There have been seasons where like few and far between are my Bible reading times, and then there have been more where I'm just like I read it like 3 times a day because I want to, and like that's like a huge thing. And those are the times where I feel less depressed, and those are the times I feel more like life is being poured into me, because it is like the living Word is the living Word, because it's life to us.
But also don't do it just when you want to.
Right.
I don't know. It's like
there's so many balances. Like,
like it's like I shouldn't even be teaching this, because like I don't think I'm getting in my Word enough. And so it's still like I don't want to like try and, what would you say, like approve, I guess, what I'm doing, because I don't think it's also healthy either.
Well, I think it's just a balance of like we're all in our own season, and like, you know, like personally, especially from this conversation, what the Bible does to you. And so it's just like if you're in a season where you are like beginning to be in it again, versus like, you know, few and far between or whatever, like it's just a part of human nature, I think, to just like ebb and flow. We all have our own seasons, and like God meets us where we're at, like you mentioned in your testimony, in your couple testimonies, like every single one of them, like God met you where you're at, and is ongoing to meet us where we're at. The Bible is a great way to do that. But you know, approach it whenever you do approach the Bible, just approach it with a curiosity rather than like you have to do this. It's just like, what can God show me right now? And like that kind of thing.
That's even too, there's moments where like I'm like, God, I really just want to hear from you, and like I'm not hearing you day to day. Read your Bible. It's literally the living Word of God. Why wouldn't we take advantage of this?
That's the thing.
You know?
Yes.
like it makes me feel like I'm wasting like so much time like living on Earth, because I'm like, I could just know like there's no limit to like the wisdom of God or how much we could learn about God.
And everything is in there too.
Yeah.
Like this stuff that
I don't even remember like if everything was like put into a book, like it wouldn't even be able to fit in the world.
Well, that's true. There's a verse about that. Yeah, that's very true. But it's just like that's a couple things that make me think of other questions. Like lately, the question has been going in my head. I'm just gonna ask it of like, are we gonna have the Bible in heaven? And I don't think we will, because if it's the living word, Jesus is the word, and we'll be with Jesus. But then it's just like, I don't know.
There's scrolls in heaven, aren't there?
Dude, that's so true. I just read that in Revelation with like a Bible study that we're doing.
I don't know. I have no idea. I mean, when I was like really cool younger, people would say like, "Oh, what's the first thing you want to do when you get to heaven?" And I'm like, I want to read the entire Bible, like the actual entire Bible, or like watch it in a movie or something, or like watch like what happens throughout the whole world, like, you know. I don't know, like
that's cool.
Yeah,
I like that.
But so I have no idea, but
that's the thing too. Like I love talking about heaven. I love it.
I know.
Like it's not. Oftentimes when I think of heaven, I'm thinking of like, oh, all of the like no more tears, like all that stuff's gonna be wiped away. But it's just like the new earth is a continuation of this earth. And I say that because like it's not like we're gonna forget every single thing. Like, yes, we're gonna not have pain in heaven, and there's like almost everything on earth is linked to pain in some capacity. So it's just like, I don't know how that works. I have no idea. But what's the point of relationships here and building them if we're not going to continue them in heaven? So
yeah, I think that's definitely for sure. But like also, I mean, they're gonna be just so different. Where it's like,
it is gonna be so.
I have no idea.
We have no idea.
I mean, how would we know? Right?
Like we don't.
No.
I'm just so excited. That's why I like to study Revelations, because it's just like that's the closest thing I can get to knowing anything about heaven.
No, yeah, that's so true. I mean, it even ends on a cliffhanger, I feel like, where it's
literally like, it's like, fine, I guess we'll figure it out when we get there. It's like when you're waiting for an author to like write the next book of the series.
Yep.
They're just like, when are they gonna be done?
Isn't that crazy? We're like literally like living in a book. It's so cool.
It's really cool. Well, I think it's really cool too, just like kind of tying back to, you know, our first bit about like transition into transitions, stuff like that, because I don't know, this is where we're at right now, because like I love talking about heaven, I love talking about what it could be like, but it's also just like we're present right now with right here. So being present is a super huge, this wasn't in the notes at all. But being present is like a really big topic for me right now that I'm learning about. So how do we, and like I say that while talking about like heaven and like, you know, but at the same time,
that just means you're working.
It's
on it.
Oh, yeah, that's true. I guess, yeah. Right now, while we are in a timeline, like, how are you able to be present with God? You know, your next move with college, or your next like, how are you able to be present with God?
Yeah, I mean, same with you. I feel like is, I do think a lot about the future, and especially, I honestly like get discouraged when I think about God coming back, and like conquering and like finally just getting to be with him, like the relief that's gonna have.
Wow.
And I get discouraged because I'm like, wow, that's just not here. Like it's so not here. I hate that I have to live here sometimes, you know?
Yeah.
And it's, you know, like again, missing someone that you've never met, or missing a home you've never had. So I mean, for me, on my mind a lot has been like going to college in California. New England is not my dream place to live. It's cold.
It's too cold.
I'm a summer girl.
It's the first time I've been outside in like months.
I know. I'm like, I'm getting a tan on one side of my face.
Yeah.
But it's kind of interesting because like that, I'm gonna say worldly thing, but it's not bad. Like going to college, trying to move away, has been kind of happening at the same time, where I'm going through hard things and I want to escape. And there's like a spiritual aspect to like me wanting to like physically leave, where I don't know, it just kind of goes hand in hand, where I think of heaven and I'm like, wow, that's like the most amazing place ever. I want to leave this earth and I want to go there right now. Like just want to escape, like I want to be done. I have these other experiences where I know like going through hard things and like, you know, like it leads to something like I don't know, but I still hate these times in my life, these seasons of my life where things are hard.
Yes.
But I don't think it's wrong of me to hate something that's hard. I don't know.
No, I don't think it's wrong of you either, because like we weren't meant to have experienced this pain in the first place, I don't think. But that just reminded me, I'm not even going to try to find it because I know I'm going to take a long time. I have my Bible here. I know it's from Paul. It's in the Corinthians, but there's two of them.
Yeah.
Okay. It's when to live is Christ, but to die is gain. He's like, I want to die because I want to be with Jesus now, but it's for you that I'm still here. Which is like kind of exactly what we're talking about. Like maybe we're like, you know what I mean?
I like that. You gotta find it so I can highlight it.
Okay, so to live is Christ, to die is gain. Let's go. It was already in my search history. Wow. I've come across this verse before. Okay, wait. Philippians. Oh, I wasn't even close. Philippians, haha. 121. Oh, that's right. It was Philippians. Well, duh, because it's right here. But like, I'm just remembering now why I thought it was Corinthians verse. Anyway.
Galatians, Ephesians, Philippians, Galatians.
I'm going to start in verse 20. No.
Gosh, Philippians is so short. I can't find it.
I know, right?
Okay, which one?
It's 121.
Okay.
But I'm going to start a little earlier for reading situations.
Sure.
I'm going to do 20. I think that's a great place to start. Okay. It is my eager expectation and hope that I will not be put to shame in any way, but that by my speaking with all boldness, Christ will be exalted now, as always in my body, whether by life or by death. 21. For to me, living is Christ and dying is gain. If I am to live in the flesh, that means fruitful labor for me. I do not know which I prefer. I'm hard pressed between the two. My desire is to depart and be with Christ, for that is far better. But to remain in the flesh is more necessary for you. Since I am convinced of this, I know that I will remain and continue with all of you for your progress and joy in faith, so that I may share abundantly in your boasting in Christ Jesus when I come to you again.
Dang.
That's really cool.
Wow, he knew what he was talking about.
He did.
Oof. Again, that like makes me feel less crazy.
Yeah.
Because he's like, I want to be with God too, but like, right. It's the best closure.
Yeah.
I'm going to bookmark that, read it later.
I love that.
Holy cow.
Literally. Well, I think now is a great transition into our title for today, which is Narnia.
It's taken a bit. It is Narnia.
I know, that was
Narnia.
If you want to include that as an intro. But it was a pretty long intro.
Yes.
JK. So you have been reading Narnia.
Audiobook, because I don't like reading.
I've been doing the audiobook too. Okay, so before we even like start actually talking about it, which you guys are like, come on, get on with it. But like,
yep.
And so like yesterday I was at the like peak of my sickness, I think, just because I was like feeling like and I was like listening to audiobooks and stuff like that, but one of them I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna start a new series, which was Narnia. I totally forgot that you were reading Narnia, and that's what we were.
Oh my gosh, you were really sick then.
I was like, we were literally doing a podcast about this tomorrow, and I forgot. And there's many things that popped out to me then, but then I realized on the way here, I realized we're talking about Narnia.
Yeah.
I was just like, oh my gosh, it's amazing. And so
yeah.
All that to say is I want to hear all of your thoughts.
All of my
Every
thoughts.
single one of them. Don't leave anything out.
Narnia. Oh my gosh.
It's
I love Narnia. Holy cow. Yeah. C.S. Lewis, gosh, he's an amazing person. Cool. I wish I could have met him. I love Narnia. Anyone who hasn't seen or read Narnia, like, what are you doing?
Yeah, we're judging you.
Yeah. Also, I want to preface with, I'm not the person that picks books over movies. I think that, like, okay, only like good ones though. Like movies like can really bomb sometimes, and like in a bad way. Is that a good thing? Oh, good word.
I say you can use it both ways. I say bomb.com in a good way, but people can say like, oh, that bombed, like that was bad.
Okay, yeah. Movies can be really bad, especially like now. I feel like they're not doing too great. But yes, anyway, so Narnia, I'm like, people will say, oh, the book is so much better than the movies. I think like they work in harmony, and I'm like, I love them both, and I don't want one without the other. So like for me, I like watching movies and then reading the books, because like I like to have visuals, especially I have dyslexia, so that helps a lot when I'm reading. I like still know where the story is if I kind of zone out for a second.
Yeah.
But
I feel like that was a hot take, but I just want to let that simmer. But
yeah,
but I
it's
do.
quite a hot take. It is.
I do appreciate that a lot because like I've done that a bunch of times too, especially growing up when I was not a reader, and it was really helpful for me reading the book.
Yeah. So, but like I do like because with Narnia, I watched the movies when I was like younger, and I just
your childhood.
now started reading the books. But it's like almost like I get to like dive deeper into the story, like by reading the books after watching the movies.
Yeah,
but anyway,
that's
just like anyway. I'm reading the books.
Yes.
And it's obviously C.S. Lewis is a Christian, unless you didn't know that. It is obvious when you read the books. But he just like writes like he basically like painted this whole world around like about our world. Well, I don't know. He says he describes it in a specific way. I might be butchering it, but
well, there's so many parallels in like imageries.
Yeah, I mean, like it's based off. I think it's based off living like in these like different dimensions and like experiencing God and like watching like the way Jesus interacts and the Holy Spirit interacts with his children. That's like my take on it, I would say. And I do think it like kind of paints the whole like just existence of like humans kind of thing, like from the creation of the world to heaven.
Yeah, because he literally talked about the tree at the beginning and like
so you really do have to read it to like really like I don't know, get the most out of it. But I think the biggest thing was like for a while now I've just connected so much with Lucy, but just like relearning how to have this like childlike faith and to be in relation with God in just like his little daughter, you know? And it's almost like I'm at a point in my life where I'm leaving childhood, and you know, at 18 it's legally like an adult, so there's that. But also like I do feel the shift of like I'm like beginning my like adult life, and it feels like compared to Narnia, when Lucy had to leave Narnia, when she had to go back to London, back to her old life, where everything is like dull and boring, and honestly there's like a absence of Aslan there, which is God or Jesus. Not that he's absent from there, but just that the relationship between them is different, and that he's not face to face kind of thing, which as a child I didn't have that, but there was a sense of magical life that I was living, this reality that I was living in when I was a child. And I'm leaving that time of life and I'm going back to London or to London, and I can't really ever go back to Narnia, I guess, until heaven. And it's like this pain because like I watched the scene of when she has to leave and like the song is playing, and I'm like, this is so painful because I don't want to leave. I don't want to have to just like leave this like this season of life where you're holding my hand really tight and you're right there, you know, like to God. Because I'm a child, I didn't know any better. You had to like be that close. But it almost like again with him allowing me to make decisions for myself about my future, it's kind of like he is a little more like I'm here, but I don't know. It's hard to describe.
I totally get what you're saying.
Yeah. But
I think there's so many truths to that and so many relatabilities because but the thing that screams to me the most is that how he still calls us to have a childlike faith, and so he still calls us to be that child, even if we are an adult. Like because we'll never know as much as he does, but I just love that and can really appreciate that perspective of like mourning the loss of your literal childhood. I like love, you know, that imagery of like, you know, her having to leave Narnia and being like, okay, now you make your decisions, because like even if we're called to childlike faith, we're still different than we were when we were children. Like,
no, for sure. Yeah, and one of like the best quotes I like think about so often is how, I hope I say it right. He says, "You knew me for a time here, so you can know me better there." Something like that.
I love that. That's good.
Yeah,
that's so good.
And he said something else where it was like, I don't know, it was something about like finding him again. Like, you're gonna have to figure out how to find me in London.
Yeah. Wow.
Like, I'm there, but you're gonna have to discover new ways to find me.
That's like what we were talking about before.
Yeah.
Like, God's always there. Like, when we go to a place, like, he's there waiting for us, but like we have to find. That's really cool. Wow.
Yeah, I know. Well, that's C.S. Lewis. he's a great
God
guy.
used him in many ways.
Oh man,
that's really cool to think about.
It's
one thing that it was like literally on the way here that I heard Mr. Beaver say, because like that's what the part I'm at right now. I love him.
Yeah, he's great.
Is when Lucy, Peter, Edmund, and Susan, like all of them, but I think like Susan especially, I don't know, all of them were like, is Aslan safe? Because they didn't know him yet. They're like, is he safe? Like, is like, and then somebody laughed
like,
it off.
Because he's a lion. Like,
they're like, we're afraid to like meet a lion. And then Mr. Beaver laughs and he's like, of course he's not safe, but he's good. And I was just like,
I know, right? Like,
oh my gosh.
That's not the answer I was expecting, right? You're like, oh yeah, he's so safe. Like,
so safe.
Yeah, and even like in the other books, like, I don't want to spoil anything. there's what? Okay, whatever.
I can say spoiler alert, and then I'll say like,
no, for you haven't read it.
Oh no, I've read it before. I'm rereading it again.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
they'll figure it
out. When what's her name? It's in The Horse and His Boy.
Okay, yeah. Oh, the mean girl or
the girl? I forget. Aravis, or is that the boy?
Nate.
I don't know.
No, that's not the boy.
I don't know.
It's been a while since I read it, but I haven't.
He like scratches her.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And she finds out later that it was him. It wasn't just a random lion.
Yeah.
Like, and he was like correcting her and like,
yes.
You know.
Yeah.
Because there is correction. Like, God is a good father, and because of that, he punishes his children.
Right.
It's just like, discipline is a part of being a good parent.
Yes. Yeah. Because it's like, there's like so many proverbs that relate to that.
Yeah.
But it's about like, if you're careless and your hands off, then it's just like the child is going to make so many bad decisions and either learn the hard way, which if they have to learn that way, okay, or get insanely hurt.
Right.
Like, and so
that goes along with like, he's not safe, but he's good.
I love that.
Like, he's just and he's good.
That's one of my favorite lines, honestly, of the entire book, because our view of safety is not God's view of safety, because like we only know so much.
That's true too. Like that's so true, because like, again, like about leading us places or like allowing us to go through hard things where it doesn't feel safe, and actually like where we might not
like
be
that
safe.
Control that we think we have or that we want isn't like it's not existent.
Right.
It doesn't exist.
I know. Yeah.
And like God
control is just this other veil that we think we have.
So like, well, that's the thing, because like I love that this correlation to like your eyes being open to certain things, because like we think we have this control, but then God's over here like, no. Like, no. And so he does actually have control, but what we view it as with our worldly vision isn't control. We view that as like scary. We view it as this because we can't see the whole picture.
Yep.
Wow.
I know, it's insane. And it's also like, it's cool because like even when you're reading a book, obviously I know the story well enough where I know what's gonna happen, but like reading a book or watching a movie, you don't know what's gonna happen, and it's like the same experience almost. And then when you look back, when you've seen it before, you're like, oh, that's how it was gonna go. It was always gonna work out.
Yeah.
You know?
No, that's so true too, which is crazy, because like that's like literally how we live our lives.
Yeah.
Knowing the end but not knowing anything in the middle of it.
Yeah.
And so it's just like the middle is what we're scared of, because like, I mean, as a Christian, I know that like I'm not scared of heaven, but I'm scared of everything in between now and then. And so it's just like, I don't know. It's crazy to think about.
Yeah, it really is. Yeah, it's insane. I was gonna write my college essay actually about this, like, relating to Narnia, because like the prompt question they had was tell us your story, and I'm like, honestly, I don't feel like my story's started. Like, I think I'm at the beginning of like, you know, like I've had my experience in Narnia, like I've been a child, like I've experienced God in that way, but now I have to live life in London, and I have to figure out how to do that, and that's like the beginning of like, I don't know, I wish I wrote the essay, because I didn't have enough time to write it, but my last line was like, what did I say? It was I relate to Lucy a lot, but the difference between me and her is where her story ends, mine begins.
Oh.
And I'm like, yeah. So
I also just got chills just that. Oh, I like that a lot.
Yeah, because I'm like, that's so true. Like, I don't know. I feel like Narnia.
Because that's how you're approaching it.
Yeah, it's taught me a lot about the season that I'm leaving behind.
Wow.
Reading that book.
Ooh, wow.
Yeah,
that's really cool.
And the one I'm going into, I guess, you know. But Narnia doesn't really talk. I mean, I haven't read the other books that don't have movie adaptations.
Yes, yeah.
I don't know the story of those, so I don't know what it's about. But where the movies leave off is they're in London permanently.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Right? So I'm like, wow,
yeah.
I don't know.
That's amazing.
Yeah,
wow.
It's pretty crazy.
But then that's also just like so telling because God's still there, like you mentioned before, like Aslan forgot exactly what you said, but like you have to find me there.
Yeah. Like it's so like painful if you think about it, like wow, he's kicking me out of Narnia. Like why can't I just stay with you forever here and like not grow? You know? Like kind of stay in this place where I'm comfortable and like I don't know, like I've had my adventure here, like, and now I just want to stay here and be happy with you in this way. But he's like, no, growth is needed. Yeah. You have to go through these like other doors and you have, you know. So, because like that's another thing is like I think I've been wishing upon myself to not grow. Like I don't want to go through these hard seasons. Yeah. But God's teaching me like you have to in order to. That's what our view of comfort
and safety is.
Yeah.
But God's not safe. He's good though.
He's good though.
So we're gonna grow.
Yep. Yep.
But it also makes me think about like with Narnia as your base. That's cool too because like you knew God as a little girl, and so like Narnia was your base, and it's almost like that's how it was supposed to be in the beginning. But we're here now. Lucy's in London. You're in Massachusetts / California.
Or even just my adult life. Like that is the metaphor. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. Like that's where you are now. But like that doesn't mean that the whole another Narnia is here to come. Like a whole nother Narnia or a whole nother world or whatever. Yeah. Like that's really cool.
Yeah. Yeah. And yeah, I mean, I feel like we're supposed to always be growing as Christians, and if you're like stagnant in a place like it, I don't know, it's important to like always have your ears and eyes open to, or to at least ask God for it, like because you want to, you don't want to be stuck in something, like even if you think you're okay, like I don't know, like do you know what I mean? Like,
I do, yeah. So because like I have been in harder seasons that I am in right now, but I've also been happier in those seasons, or more joyful, I should say, because those brought me to a closer relationship with God because I kind of had it to, you know what I mean? Always ask yourself, like, what's God showing me in this very what's God showing me in this very season? And like, have I learned it before? Am I learning it for the first time? Like, am I being re-reminded? Or another thing that I have a conversation with my dad recently about, like, a lot of growth in this life we're in is about unlearning what you've learned in the past, like unlearning lies or unlearning like different things. And it really struck me because I'm like, yeah, it's very true, because when we learn about something, like, oh, I didn't know that before, I didn't know anything about the fish. And like that's a way of learning. Or another way of learning is, I thought this was like this, but I'm just knowing now that it's actually different than I thought it was. And so you're unlearning what you did before. And so I feel like that's what a lot about Christ is like, because like the serpent with Eve was like, your eyes are going to be opened. And so Eve, along with the rest of the generations of the world, had to unlearn that, you know, life isn't like, exactly. Yes. Life is not like what we're seeing. It's about like what God has opened our eyes to, and like the veil being torn.
Because I think that's what people really mean when they say like human nature, like we're just humans, and like where it's like, okay, but that's not how it's supposed to be. Like, do you know what I mean? Like as humans, or like human nature, our eyes were open to like something that the devil wanted to show us. You know? Absolutely. And so it's like, that's not really an excuse anymore. Like it's a fact, and we're living under that. But there should be a serious want to see something else.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So, I don't know.
That's very true.
Yeah, I mean, just what you were saying, like about like growth too, is like, or like unlearning. And I think like when you realize like, oh, I was wrong in this one thing, it's like actually just not bad. Like maybe like observing, I think I heard this like on Instagram or something, someone saying like they were a teacher, or they are, and they like preach to some like kids and they said something and then they like years later they like really regretted it and they were like, oh my gosh, that was completely wrong. Like I was like being like, what was I saying?
Wow.
And like God opened their eyes to like the truth of like, you know, and they were like, wow, I just wish I could tell all those kids like I was so off. Like
wow.
which like that can feel so terrible, but at the same time like you're learning and like at least you're like, you know, like discovering like, oh, like I don't know.
Absolutely,
you know?
yeah.
That's one thing I've been worried about is like even like coming on here, I'm like, I just don't know. Like I could be so off in, you know, these things. Unqualified. Yep.
Very true. I also dropped this cup on the way here and dented it.
Oh no.
I think that's okay. Sorry, that was totally off topic, but
no, I mean
that's exactly why I started this, because I'm just like, I have no idea.
Yeah.
Which is a weird reason to start something, but I also think that it's so important for us to be so certain that it's not us speaking, it's God.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which
or
is,
even just like again, like we don't like the fish. Like we think we know so much. We actually like we don't even see all the colors.
We don't even see the colors. Like fish see more than us.
Yeah. So
like,
yes. I mean like I don't even know, for the past like year or something, like more consistently like last spring, but I was praying a lot. I'm like, God, I need you to humble me, because I think even it's relevant now. Like I should still continue to seek that, because like
always, all of us.
Because you know it's I feel like I can never fully comprehend the, like I always think of him as like my friend and you know like just someone I can sit and do this with kind of thing, but not someone that's a king.
Yeah.
You know?
That's a really good point too. I was thinking about that before, because a lot of people would be like, yeah, Jesus is your friend, and I agree, because like he's kind and he loves us so much. But then I'm just like, but there's also this holy reverence that gets left out of the equation when we say friend.
Yeah.
Not that we should leave out the friend part, because I think it's very prevalent. But there's also just this, like, we're sitting in the presence of a holy God. Like, that's amazing. And just like thinking about like him letting us into his presence in the first place, like,
right. I know. Yeah. And I think it's like with those scenes in Narnia too, where I think it was the dwarf and he didn't believe in Aslan, and he was like, that's just fairy tales or whatever. And then towards the end, when Aslan like roared in his face, and Lucy was like, do you see him now? I was like, yeah, that's so true.
Like,
yeah, I don't know, there is just like, I think that's why I'm also like, I'm cautious to not be too confident in what I'm saying, because I just don't know, there's certain things that God can reveal to me, but I don't know.
I get that, and I've struggled with that before, but the thing that comes to my mind is just like, when it comes to God, if it aligns with the Bible, like, be confident. Like, that's okay to be confident.
Yeah.
I totally feel that too with I'm just like, I don't know what I'm doing, I don't know what I'm saying. But like, I don't know, the fact that we're talking about God's holiness and how he's good and stuff like that, it's just like, we can be confident.
Yeah.
Like, we know.
Yeah. And I think that's another thing is like, I don't know if like, I'm not saying I'm someone that like really struggles with like depression, but I do think I do get in very discouraged. I would say discouraged more than depressed, but again with reading this verse about Eve and our eyes being open to reality, like it's like I said this the other day to my dad, I'm like, I don't even feel safe in my own head. Like, I feel like everything I'm perceiving is a lie, and like I don't know what to believe, and it's so it's like it's been really discouraging for me. I'm like, I don't even like, I can't even trust like what I'm saying. Like, I don't know what's real type thing. And I think that's where I'm like, okay, this is serious. I need to read the Bible more, because like there's just so like everything in here is truth, and you know, just focusing on that way more than thoughts that I have that, you know, may not be.
Right. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Because that's also like touching on spiritual warfare with like, you know, how God and the devil are both fighting for us. And like, I think that's a really amazing point of like, I can't even like, you know, I don't like being in my own head, because like there's like a lot of battles there, but I love the, you know, urge with this, like filling your mind with life so that it settles in there. and like then you believe that, and like kind of going back to like our heart and our mind, and like
yeah.
It is really cool.
Yeah, I know, and I definitely want to learn more about like the parts of us that like the devil can interact with, and the parts that he can't.
Yeah,
because I think there's something about that, like soul and spirit. I don't know if
totally.
I don't know what's the limit like God allows. Do you know?
Ooh,
you know, because like obviously there is like the devil and you know like his angels, like they interact like in your thoughts too. Like I would say they whisper lies.
Yeah,
kind of like discerning like what's from them, what is lies, like what part of me is, you know, being influenced by
absolutely.
that. That's what I'm going through right now.
But that's just like the toll of this world. I think because it's so true. Like we are influenced, and that's where like, you know, the arm of God comes up, like where we're armored up, and that's probably like, you know, the extra pull to read the Bible and that kind of stuff, because that is like the sword of truth. Like
I think I am like back. God is showing me how necessary it actually is. And I think that's also what's important too, is like we're told to read our Bible, like why? You know,
not to treat the Bible as a checklist, and like don't read it for the sake of checklist reading, but read it for the sake of life giving. It's a really cool thing.
I know.
Well, this has been an awesome conversation.
Yeah, it really
this
has.
Is really cool, very life giving.
Yes, I know.
And I feel like we can find God in so many different places, and
for sure.
like Narnia, for instance,
right?
Which is really amazing.
And I think it is really interesting that like coming on here for me, anyway, is in the midst of a certain struggle. You know, where it's like I feel like that's pretty. I mean, for me, pretty vulnerable, but I think really needed to see
100%,
because like I don't have the answers right now. I feel super out of control right now. There's another realm that's going. There's so much we don't see that's happening, and he's opening my eyes to like see.
It's so true.
It's not just like us being humans and like, oh, we make mistakes. Like there's like another level of like with insecurities. We don't just have insecurities
that were from the beginning.
It's like something that's actually like we're being influenced by. That's why like they're there. Like so like realizing more about like honestly like the demonic realm, it scares me, and I'm like, this is real, and like just knowing my eyes being open to that side, and the fact that the world is under so many lies, and you know like you know just realizing that has been like so hard, and like okay, wow, I don't know what I'm gonna do with this information. You know. So
but I think it's just like as real as we come to know the demonic realm of the world, God's ever more realer, because realer.
No, that's so true. Because no, I heard something where it was like, you know, they're not like opposites.
Yes,
it's exactly. Not like God and Satan. Like no, I don't even know how they said it, but like God is like
no one
infinity
can measure
and
up
like
to him.
Yeah, like the devil isn't the exact opposite to God. No,
he's just like there's no comparison at all, because I was just going to say in the view of God he's a speck, but that's not even true, because God's so infinite and he's so finite. He's definitely a lot scarier than any scary human you could ever encounter. Like a lot.
But he's good.
He's very like he's prowling. Like we had a whole episode about
the
this
devil,
too.
Not God.
Like the
devil's not good.
yes, I know. But like it's like God already defeated him, and he's just mad about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's why he's like kicking up everything.
I know. Yeah. But we also have God, so like.
So we're way more powerful.
You know,
than
the
him
sword
in that
of truth.
Aspect.
Like you know, if we take up the armor God has given us. And that's like the crazy thing about Narnia too, where it's like they show these battles, and I'm like, that's literally what's going on, even if we don't know it.
Literally.
You know. Like if we're taking up this armor that's been gifted to us, and we can fight, but ultimately, like when Aslan like returned, he was the one who defeated them ultimately.
100%.
So. Yeah,
absolutely. No, but that's so true. And I think like, I mean, I'm gonna show this little guy here. The song recommendation for today is "The Call" by Regina Spektor. And that's cool because that's at the end of the Narnia movies, or one of them.
It's like the middle one, I think.
Yeah,
I think.
But I think
Prince
so.
Caspian. Yes, that's the end of Prince Caspian. Yeah.
But I just love it so much because like it is a call. Like you are, you know, figuring out what you're called to right now, and like I don't know. It's such a touching song because I feel like it goes to so many parts of our lives. But definitely listen to that. The Call by Regina Spektor.
Really
Whenever
good.
I say that name, I always think of Regina Phalange from Friends, but it's not. It's Regina Spektor. Such a great conversation. Oh, also, every single time I always forget to do. We're at Cafe Nero in Beverly.
Yes.
It's a great coffee place. It's not a local chain. It's widely known.
Got them to fill up our cups.
Yeah.
So delicious.
Like God fills up our cup.
You did that.
Okay, it's the end of the episode. But oh my gosh, thank you so much for being on the podcast and having this amazing Jesus-centered conversation.
You know,
with Narnia highlights. I love it.
Yeah.
And thank you guys for tuning in.
Yes,
I'll see you guys next week. Yay.